In this video, we're going to talk about the side passes, both the left side pass and the right side pass. We're going to talk about the footwork that you need to know, the connections that you need to master, and the mistakes that you want to avoid. My name is Brian B., and this is Miss Megan. Let's start talking left side pass first, leader's footwork. So we're going to do this in 3 sections. If you want to skip ahead, you're welcome to. Left side pass is going to come first, right side pass second. We're going to do footwork, connection, and common mistakes. So leaders, for the left side pass, if you've learned the sugar push, you realize that you stay in your partner's way. In the left side pass, I need to get out of the slot to let Megan pass to the other side. There's a couple of things I need to do with my footwork, and let's talk about that. So we're going to take 2 steps back, and I'm going to curl out of the slot. I'm going to go ahead of you, Miss Megan. I want to step out of Megan's slot, so I want to step back and start to curl out for 1. On 2, I'm going to give you the easiest way. Just bring your feet together a lot like a sugar push, together or slightly back. That's the easiest way. If you do your sugar push back and together-ish, I want to do my left side pass curving back and together-ish. It's not the only way to do it, it's just the easiest. From here, my 3 and 4, I'm going to triple step 3, and on count 4, I want to turn back into the slot. So now I'm back in Miss Megan's way, and then I anchor step the same as the sugar push, right side foot stays back. Let's do this 2 times in a row. So I dance back and together, triple step, forward and triple. Do it again, back and step together, triple step forward and triple in place. I'm going to give you a real easy way to think about this as the leaders. Leaders, if I dance my sugar push, 1, 2, 3, and forward, 5 and 6, I want to think of that footwork very similar, 1, 2, 3, and forward, anchor step. So it feels the same. Now let's talk about followers' footwork.
All right, followers, we still have our 2 walks forward, just like our sugar push. So we're going forward, forward. At this point, we are going to step a little bit out to the side with our right foot, keeping our heel up so that we can swivel and suck our foot back in, our left foot, and then step back on the right and triple step. Let's do that from the same side one more time. We have walk, walk, triple step, and triple step on this side. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6.
Now, I know what you're thinking, because I thought the same thing. The left side pass is boring, and it is, but it tells the truth and it gets us to more advanced patterns. What I need to do to lead this, and this is, I tell my students that the left side pass tells the truth, meaning if I can dance my left side pass without there being any fuss in the connection, I'm in a good spot to start to lead harder patterns. What I mean by that is I want to leave a constant connection with this hand as Megan dances her way down the slot. How do I do that? Well, because we're moving in and out, I need to be able to monitor this. So a good drill is to practice this. Stand there, connect to your partner, and then leaders kind of move in and away without pulling your partner, and then followers do the same thing. So now we have an ability to manage that connection. So as I dance my left side pass, my arm might be a little closer to me or a little further away, and I'm able to manage a constant connection in that arm. If I do it 2 more times, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. And it's the same thing for the followers. Followers are using that same ability to move in and out of that arm to stay connected. So try to dance your left side pass like that. Make sure that you don't push and pull. Get out of the slot, and you're on your way. Now we're on to the pattern that we're going to dance a ton of. This is the right side pass. You'll also hear this called the underarm turn. Same pattern, just depends on your teacher. 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Leaders, there's a lot of variation in the footwork to this, but I'm going to give you the easiest way. If we did our sugar push back and together-ish, and we did our left side pass back and together-ish, I'm going to use the same thought process to do my right side pass. Only this time I'm going out to my left, and she passes on my right. So I go back and together-ish, and I have to do 2 things. I can't just bail out sideways. I need to move back. I can't just go straight back because it's hard to get out of the way. So I'm going to combine both and go back and together-ish. Now from here, I'm going to triple step around the corner, 3 and 4, and then my same anchor step, which at this point is old hat. Let's try it again from this side. We have back and together-ish, triple step, and anchor step. I'm going to let Megan talk about the followers forward, then leaders. I'm going to catch you up with a more advanced tip.
Guess what, followers? your footwork doesn't change from the left side pass. Isn't that nice? So we have walk, walk. We still have our side, cross, back, and triple steps. Let's do it from this direction. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6.
However, that's going to be really important as we get to both the connection and the common mistakes. So leaders, as we start to talk about a little bit more advanced footwork, back and together is the easiest way to do it. You'll also see people, including myself, probably in this video, go back and cross. It's totally fine, but here's the rule that you can't violate. Even if you stepped on the wrong foot, you shouldn't violate this rule. I don't want to step back and then towards my partner. That's why I like to teach at the beginner level back and together, because if I go together, it's very hard to move that way. You can cross, back, cross, but it has to be tight, and the tendency to step here is going to wreck your right side pass and make it feel uncomfortable. So if you see two different versions of that footwork, both are valid, but now you know the difference and the rule. So connection-wise, once I step back, I'm leading Megan. I need to quickly flip to look at my wristwatch. As soon as I start that pattern, and you can practice that just right here with your partner, let your fingers roll up and make sure nothing gets weird. Practice looking at your watch. I'm going to go 1, 2. Now from here, I'm just going to let her go under the arm. 3 and 4, 5 and 6. If we do it again, 1, look, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. And Megan and I have an interesting way of describing this. We call this getting skinny. What does getting skinny mean? In a nightclub, you don't want to walk past someone and catch them in the shoulder. You probably want to walk past and scoot your way by and share that space. We're going to do the same thing on the side pass. I'm going to do it from this side. If Megan goes by and doesn't get skinny for me, 1, 2, it's a long way for me to reach to the other side of her, especially if she's tall. If she uses that tight footwork, 1, 2, and shares this space with me, it becomes easier to get over her head. So connection-wise, I don't have much to worry about. I get to this point for 2. I allow her to go underneath, anchor, step. I'm not forcing her, I'm allowing her. If she doesn't turn around, there's not much I can do. That makes sense?
Is.
So common mistakes for this. Now let's talk common mistakes. Leaders, the tendency to step this way will wreck it. Let's see what that looks like. 1, 2, and she gets pushed over. Common mistake number 1. Common mistake number 2, I want to stay faced at my partner the whole time. I'm going to monitor her and keep my chest facing her. Even, watch this, even if I do this all on the wrong footwork, even though I did that all in the wrong footwork, it doesn't matter to my partner because I've followed the rules. Followers, I would say, getting skinny and tight footwork, yeah?
Yes, so followers, actually, on the right side pass particularly, not on the left, but on the right side pass, you have a tendency to want to walk too big, unlike the sugar push. So we go 1, 2, and we're already past our partner, and it makes it really hard to go underneath. The second thing is that getting skinny, making sure you're rotating on the 3 and. So 1, 2, a good way to help you do this is make sure you look back the direction that you came from for 3 and 4, 5 and 6. So it helps you rotate on that 3 and.
So here's a good rule that you can apply to all your patterns. The follower is never going to be past the leader on the first 2 beats. And that's going to hold true for almost every pattern you'll do. So the follower is not going to be past me for the first 2 beats. Let's show you some examples. Sugar push, 1, 2. She didn't get past me. 3 and 4. Left side pass, 1, 2. She's still on that side. She passes on 3 and 4. Right side pass, 1, 2. She passes on 3 and 4. Left side pass with an inside turn. I'm getting ready to turn her, 1, 2. She's not past me. Even in the next video, we do the whip, 1, 2. She's not quite past me on count 2. I always ask in group classes, whose responsibility is that? Whose fault is that? And the answer is both. Because the first time, Megan might step big, 1, 2. Ooh, shoot, that didn't work. Now I know that I need to adjust my footwork for this follower. Same thing, if the leader hardly moves and Megan realizes that, she's just going to, like she did there, automatically take small steps to fit in. So that handles your pushes, that handles your passes, your right and left side pass. In this video here, we're gonna cover the whips, and if you haven't seen our sugar push video, it's gonna be in that playlist too. If you're new to West Coast Swing, you definitely wanna download our West Coast Swing ebook, 200 tips and tricks to help you look great on the dance floor. You can download it right here for free. We'll see you on the dance floor soon.